Good morning. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful morning. Thank you, Taz. Good morning, Julie. I look like a little guy from the camera angle. I'm going to try and keep it kind of quiet today. Was wondering. I got my daughters and they're sleeping in my bedroom. They're behind that. They're behind that door. Wonder if they're like their dad and they sleep with earbuds in, listening to relaxing music, or they're just laying there. I think my daughter Erin talks to her in her sleep. I know she does. When I say I think she does, I know she does. And I was up during the night. I usually get up once or twice during the night. I'm up for a little while and heard Erin cry out something. I went in, I didn't go in, but I wanted to go in and make sure she's okay. She's got a little bit of her dad in her, a little worrying, an active mind, fast thoughts. What are you gonna do? Hello, Rainey. Thank you, Sigma. Yeah, they did come. They came yesterday. How's my coffee doing? My coffee's doing fairly well. Started the show pretty early. Let's get cleaned up. This, by the way, is my guest bed. That and that combined. And it worked out quite nicely. And I became the guest. And I'm 6'2". I folded down my futon or lowered my futon. I put my mattress pad over the top. I laid the bear's blanket down as a sheet, covered up in my sleeping bag. Yeah, it's really nice, Julie. It was so nice having them. They didn't get here till 7 o'clock last night. But we had a nice time. I showed them the apartment. We parked in my garage. Showed them the apartment. We were all really hungry. I was so hungry, I almost said, why don't we just eat here? Because I could have chowed right away on almost anything. But there's a place in Appleton, an Italian restaurant that I wanted to try for a while. It's called, I think, Victoria's. And we decided, let's get out there. They're teenage girls. They did not dress warm enough. I was worried about them. I mean, they wore jeans. I had to talk them into wearing jeans, but I think one wore a tank top, one wore a t-shirt. It was like 60 degrees and windy last night. But either way, we went for a nice walk. I showed them the downtown of Appleton. I think they were super excited, and they really thought it was a neat town. I'll tell you what, it is a neat town. And Erin and Morgie want to go. I got my two girls here, by the way, if anyone doesn't know. Want to go shopping today in some of the shops downtown. Was worried they'd be closed on a Sunday, but apparently they're open on Sundays. But anyway, good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this is Coffee with Ken. It is Sunday morning. It is June 16th, I think. And it is 6:51, and it's Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to everybody out there. And happy Father's Day to me. I'm a dad of 4 beautiful kids. I'm blessed to be able to spend my Father's Day with my 2 older girls. And again, they drove up yesterday. They'd never been to Appleton. They'd never seen my house. They have followed along in some of the data adventures that we've experienced over the last 6 years. They knew about the Kia Soul. At times, I think Erin's been worried about her data. I told her it was just part of life and I was just going with the flow, even though the flow took me to some hard places. But I think my girls were feeling good that Dad has got a nice home and then lives in a nice town and a nice job and nice life here. Thank you, Thomas. So anyway, yeah, this is a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some feelings. It's a show about me sharing a little bit about life. Yeah. My daughter Morgie left this in my car like 8 months ago. It's been rattling around in my car for the last 8 months. I've got her and the Stanley mug in the same apartment now. What are the odds she brings it home with her? Probably little. Probably little. But we'll see. We're gonna go. Erin could be kind of grumpy. I can only imagine how grumpy she is when you wake her up without enough sleep. I'm gonna use my coffee with Ken mug to do that. I'm gonna grab my coffee, so hold on 1 second. If I were you, I'd pour some coffee. But I'm not you, so you guys do you. So anyway, as I was saying, this is a show about me talking. It's a show about me sharing some feelings, sharing a little bit about the ups in life. But really, for those that have been watching a while, you know it's not just a show about me talking. Hello, Aria. You know it's also a show about me sharing my love of coffee. And with that in mind, I have a nice hot cup of coffee in front of me. And I am so excited to have my first sip. My hope is wherever you are and whatever you're doing, that you got a hot cup of coffee in front of you as well. Look at that. Look at that. That's so pretty. Wafting slowly. But anyway, I'm excited to have my first sip. Cheers to us. Oh. It's the Starbucks Sumatra. Kind of wish I had some flavored coffee in there. Cheers, Julie. Kind of wish I had some flavored coffees. I'm down to my Starbucks Sumatra and a couple dark roasts. And it's, again, that's it we can do in life. We can lament what we do not have, which is the cinnamon dolce, the pumpkin spice, the toasted coconut. Or we can celebrate the blessings we do have. And let me tell you, this is a blessing that I do have, so I'm going to take another sip. Somebody puts a bit of coconut oil at the top of their coffee for internal reasons, but love the hint of coconut. It's interesting. Again, I drink the cinnamon dolce all the time. But when I go to Starbucks, there's a guy there who, by the way, turns out he's a shift supervisor. I went to Starbucks yesterday afternoon and ran into a young lady that works there, and she was there early, and she sat outside with me and had some She didn't have some coffee, but I had coffee. She said they're desperate and they're hiring shift supervisors. And I go, should I become one? I don't want to be a shift supervisor at Starbucks. Don't you worry your pretty little heads. I think if I did it, I would have to have a different role. I mean, I think the people that work there would generally respect me and not want to upset me and enjoy my encouragement. But I don't really want to work at Starbucks. But they were desperate. I mean, I have 2 jobs already. I don't want to work at Starbucks. I'd get stressed out. If I had to ever cover the bar, people were ordering all sorts of frappuccinos and half shots and extra hots and mochas. I'd say, not today, folks. Not today. Today, you're just getting the Sumatra coffee. But anyway, it's Sunday morning. It's Father's Day. Looking forward to my day. Got my girls all day today. They're going to leave tomorrow morning. Try not to get all sad about them leaving. Trying, again, just like with the coffee, you can, if you're spend your whole day bummed that the girls are leaving tomorrow, you're not going to have a nice day, and the girls aren't going to have a nice day. But if you can celebrate your time together, or what time you have, you're going to have a nice day. So, oh, it's good. But let me see, what do I have for you today? Oh, well, thank you, everyone that's wishing me happy Father's Day. And I appreciate that, and happy Father's Day to any of the dads out there. Good morning, Coach Will. I always liked Father's Day a heck of a lot, almost more than my birthday. I used to drink a lot. Father's Day has the U.S. Open every year, the golf tournament that I like to watch. Maybe I'll watch a little bit of it today. Maybe I'll see if the girls want to go to some bar or restaurant with, I know it doesn't sound fun for the girls, but it is Father's Day. I'm not saying the whole tournament, but maybe watch a little bit of the golf tournament. It is Father's Day after all. But we'll see. But either way, it's always one of my favorite 2 days, and it's that and my birthday. And I used to drink and smoke pot every day on those days, and kind of did it without any shame. Whereas the other 363 days of the year, I'd only do it with a little bit of shame. But I've always enjoyed it, the barbecues, the kind of just celebrating fatherhood and what have you was always nice. And it's going to be a little different this year up here in Appleton. But the important thing is got my girls in the next room, or two of my 3 girls. 2 of my 3 girls. Let me see. Are you seeing my little ones later today so you can see all 4 kids? Sylvia, I wish I was, but unfortunately that's not possible right now. So I'm sure I will FaceTime them. But it's not the same, but that's just the way it is. Hello, Nathan. How are you from Uganda? You're welcome for the show. So let me see, what else do I have for you? We went to Victoria's. It was delicious. I'd never been there. The waitress was nice. The food was amazing. I got my meat lasagna. I'm often asked on this show, what's my favorite food? And I usually respond meat lasagna. and went there last night and had awesome lasagna, and only had about half of it and brought the other half home. My girls ordered, I'm not even sure what they ordered. One got something, one got like gnocchi, and one got tortellini something. And both were delicious because they barely uh, had any. And all three are sitting in are in my fridge as leftovers. Somehow, I doubt my girls are ever going to finish theirs. So I think I'm looking at Italian leftover heaven for quite some time. But if heaven serves food, they probably serve Italian. If you need to eat, if you're an agent. Um, oh, uh, L is asked, and if people played electronic football on a giant field that vibrated. If you're talking, L, like it looks kind of like a air hockey game, and you have little football players that kind of look like little army men, and you line up and the field vibrates and they move forward, and you get to keep running until somebody touches you from the other team. Oh yeah, it's a real game. You're not imagining it. I mean, I don't know how it worked really. I remember it working kind of. But I mean, I don't know how your running back knew to run forward. I mean, because I would imagine all the players would just kind of disperse. I don't know if everyone knows what we're talking about, but I think that's a pretty good description. Again, it looked like an air hockey table. It was a white table that kind of buzzed a little bit, and your players would move forward in a random way. I guess you probably can't throw any passes or anything like that. Not Mattel handheld football mat acoustic. That was one of those things where you sat here and it's totally different. What is the best cuisine? Mexican, Italian, Chinese, Indian? Am I a fan of Indian food? Okay, I'll be honest. Out of that list, my least favorite is Indian. I generally like a lot of meat, and Indian food is usually not filled with beef. But Mexican's awesome, except if there's an issue with Mexican, I think they're all kind of the same food in different forms. I guess you could say that about anything. But I mean, how different is a burrito than a taco? I don't know, how different is a burrito than a taco? But I sure like Mexican. But I sure like Italian. Chinese is good too. It's nice we don't have to make a choice and we can enjoy all sorts of foods. Good morning, Chapter Chaser. Thank you. Mad Acoustic is talking about Stretch Armstrong. I remember Stretch Armstrong. I wouldn't have thought of the name. Good afternoon from Britain, Cody. We got a great audience out of the shoot today. We got 55 people watching. We got 16 thumbs up. I'm talking a little quietly because I got my two beautiful older girls sleeping in my bedroom. We came home last night from Victoria's. We were all very full. The ice cream shops that we were planning on hitting on the way home had already closed because it was after 9 o'clock. We were too full to eat any of the ice cream. I bought 2 tubs of ice cream, and they're still sitting in the freezer. Yeah. We were deciding on movies to watch. I was strongly suggesting we watch a double feature of The Accountant. We watched the first Accountant and the second Accountant. If anybody's out there is looking for a movie pick to click on this Father's Day, get over your emotions about what do you think of Ben Affleck and watch The Accountant, the first one, and then the second one. They're really good movies, surprisingly so. Even the second one. somebody said, my kids won't even call me today. I mean, that's not very nice. That's not very nice to say. But the nice thing is, they don't have to call me. They're in the room next door. Okay, Mad Acoustic breaks it down and says the main difference between a taco and a burrito comes down to the tortilla size, how it's folded, and how much filling it holds. Well, yeah, but that's not much of a difference. How it's folded. And a torta is just a taco on a hot dog bun, or a hamburger bun, excuse me. I bought a new phone charger cord yesterday. Seemed kind of silly having to buy one, and it costs like $24. It sort of annoyed me, but it's a faster one. A lot of you guys that watch my show you probably noticed that I run out of charge a lot because I have, the only charger I had, now I have this one, left was a magnetic one that stuck to the back of the phone, and I could use it in my car or on my futon or using my little Jackery charger. But it was one of those slow chargers, which would take, I don't know, maybe 2 hours to charge up my phone. And it feels nice to have a little faster one that I can plug into a wall. So I do. It's the end of that story. I look like one of the big corporate bosses at Best Buy. I worked there before? No. I used to own a ton of stock in Best Buy, and I like the business in the store, but I've never worked there. Does the straw have one hole or two? It has two holes. I guess you're saying it's the same hole. But like say a rabbit digs a tunnel here, let's say, and then makes an exit over here, it's still two holes, isn't it? I'd say it's definitely two holes. I had to ask, are you gonna fill both holes? What a horrible concept though, filling the holes. I was out in Yellowstone last summer. There were so many, they weren't gophers, but they were like, what were they? Some sort of dog. They weren't really dogs, but they were like prairie dogs that would be all over the yard outside of my dorm. And occasionally people would fill them. I personally felt a little bad for the prairie dogs, but I think they were able to dig their way out of them pretty quickly. It's almost a tunnel, not a hole. Both the straw and the rabbit hole are tunnels, not holes. Do I think my daughters are listening or watching my live stream while they're here? Do they know of my channel? They certainly know of my channel. Okay, let's talk about this. Aaron, sometime before we watched the movie, I haven't said what movie we watched last night, was telling me that I should post less if I really want to go viral, that I post too many videos for any of them to go viral. All right, and I kind of get it. I, on YouTube, will post 4 or 5 videos a day and go live every day, and on Instagram, and even on TikTok from time to time. And I can see why some might think that's too much, and maybe it is. And I get lots of advice on my channel all the time. But I looked at her and I go, look, I know more about social media and have more successful channels than anybody you know. It's amazing how much advice I get about my channel from people that don't know a darn thing about producing content. You know what I mean? Thank you so much. Somebody sent me $10. Midnight VR1 sent me $10. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. But I'm serious about that. Mayo Nation has had to switch accounts. I don't know what you mean. Good morning, Ken. You got a call or visit from your daughters yet? I got a visit. They're sleeping in the other room. We went out to dinner. I showed them downtown Appleton. We watched a movie. Oh, I know where I was going. I was talking about if anybody out there wants a movie, a pick to click, again, I recommend The Accountant 1 and The Accountant 2 in that order. Mary, but you're a troll. Why are you even here? You usually only say sort of negative things. It wasn't very nice to tell my daughter. Well done, tough. Well, I'm sure she was speaking from an end user perspective, and I think that's an important point, Sylvia says. I don't think I'm doing this per se. I'm creating what I want to create. And I'm pretty sure that's right. I think why you guys watch my show, whether you know it or not, is because it's different and it's what I want to do. And I'm not creating what I think you want me to create when I do content. I think most creators, most musicians, most movie makers are going, what does the audience want to see or hear or watch? And therefore you see a lot of the same stuff. And I think what goes really big over time is when an artist, a painter, a musician, a content creator, whatever you want to call this, aren't doing it for them. Thank you, Mayo. Yeah. Let's see. The cool thing about your show is that you would be doing your thing regardless. You just added a cam and invited us over for a cup. Thank you, Coach Will. Do I worry about drinking or drug usage with my kids? Am I open with everything? Well, yeah. I mean, they were there. They saw me drunk. They didn't actually see me smoking. Yeah. I think they're probably, they got to feel pretty proud of their dada who used to drink every day, who doesn't drink anymore, and who used to smoke every day and who doesn't smoke anymore. I think their kids, their friends see my videos. I know their friends see my videos. And I'm hoping that something I'm sharing trickles down to the youth of America. And I'm not out here preaching saying don't ever drink alcohol. Because I think you kind of got to experience life on your own. You can learn from other people, but a lot of the things you learn come from doing it yourself and falling down and screwing up and making your own mistakes. Mayo says, I think Ken is breaking the cycle of substance abuse in my family. I hope so. You know, yeah, I don't know. I guess I worry. I wouldn't want my daughters to, if they started drinking alcohol, I'm sure, I mean, my oldest goes to college. I'm sure she's drank. I guess I'd worry that she'd like it too much and keep doing it too much. But I hope I would love her just the same, and I'd have some words of wisdom for her that could help. I bet I do. I wonder if apartment 420 is watching right now and he's celebrating his 7th day of drinking, not drinking. I'm gonna get another cup of coffee. I don't know if I celebrated whoever sent me 10 bucks earlier quite enough. Thank you, though. That was very kind and generous of you. So anyway, we got home last night from dinner. We got comfy cozy on the futon. Erin was wearing heavy sweats. She didn't need to cuddle up, but Morgie had a pair of shorts on, and felt kind of chilled in my apartment, so I got out my blanket and cuddled under it and shared it with Morgie. She was saying she's fine, but I'll tell you what, I gave her part of the blanket, and she appreciated it. But we were all pretty tired. I was lobbying for the accountant 1 and 2. They couldn't really think of anything they wanted to watch. And surprisingly, my oldest suggested, what about Jaws? I was shocked. What an amazingly good suggestion by my oldest daughter. Holy smokes, you want to watch Jaws? Yeah, let's go. So we found it. We looked on, I'm telling you, for those out there that are streaming right now and are tired of having various channels like Amazon Prime and having to rent old movies like Jaws, check out Tubi. Tubi. It's free. They run an ad every 25 minutes or so, but the ads are short and not a big deal. But you get an uncut version of the movie, so it's not like you're getting the TV cleaned up, non-bloody or nudity scenes. You're getting the real movie, but they're throwing an ad out there every 20 minutes, but it's not a big deal. And I think they might have a bigger selection than any of the other streaming channels. Because again, I was on my Amazon Prime account and it said I'd have to rent Jaws for $3.80 or something. And I thought about it. I'm cheap though. It's a 50-year-old movie this year. How would I have to rent it? I mean, if I had TNT, it'd be on somewhere. But anyway, I went to Tubi and it was right there. So I thought it was awesome. 50th anniversary of Jaws is June 20th, 2025. My daughter Erin, who wants to be a vet, was saying, wow, this movie really gives a bad name to sharks. And she told us what to do when a shark is swimming at you. Put your hand on its nose and steer it away. I guess. I mean, I don't ever want to be in that situation, let me promise you. I do not want to be in that situation. But anyway, if you guys know the movie Jaws, in the very opening scene, there's a scene where around a campfire and a young woman runs to the ocean and strips, gets a little naked as she's stripping, but you can't really see too much. You can see a little, but not too much. I heard Erin on the other side of the couch saying, this is very inappropriate to be watching with your daughter's dad. You picked the movie. But either way, we watched about half of the movie and we were all getting kind of tired and the girls went to bed and I set up my little bed on my futon and got comfy cozy and enjoyed it. Do you wonder if Chip has seen Jaws? I bet he hasn't. I mean, I bet. How could you not have seen? Don't get me agitated. I've never actually met Chip, but I've talked to him on the phone a bunch of times. How could you not see the movies that dude has not seen? In-N-Out Burger or McDonald's? Well, I can't really picture how an In-N-Out Burger tastes. I think that's a California chain, isn't it? Somebody's saying Lake Placid. I saw that movie. I mean, it's Lake Placid. It was almost kind of comedic, wasn't it? I mean, there was some scenes where these monstrous crocodiles swallowed people, and it almost seemed kind of funny. I think it almost was made slightly tongue-in-cheek. Have I watched all the parts of Jurassic Park? I haven't seen them all. Um, no, I haven't seen them all. I think there's a new Jurassic Park coming out that looks pretty good. That was has the what's the actress's name? She's the Black Widow. Um, Young woman, interesting looking. I mean, I assume she's considered very beautiful, but if she is, she's beautiful in an interesting way. Sylvia says, isn't Jaws set in Chip's home state of Massachusetts? He should see it. Well, yes, he should see it. He should also see The Terminator and Die Hard. Lake Placid ruined the fresh water for a lot of people. Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, she's in the new one. What do you guys think? Is Scarlett Johansson beautiful? Is it because she has short hair that I'm throwing a question at it? She's certainly not. I mean, I guess she's beautiful. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm just saying, let's just analyze physical traits. She's different looking than a lot of women that we call beautiful. Chapter Chaser said she's very beautiful. Somebody says they don't like her smile. Married to Colin Yost. I don't know who that is. Somebody says Roy Scheider was good. He was in a movie like Thunderhawk or something about a helicopter. Every real woman is beautiful. Yeah, I know. We're talking about Charlize Theron. Not Charlize Theron. Charlize Theron is very beautiful in a classic, beautiful way. But Scarlett Johansson, and I don't know why I'm analyzing, but I'm just, because why do people always want to objectify women by looks? I don't know if people always do. I mean, I talk about how good-looking Brad Pitt and Rob Lowe are all the time. Yeah. Well, let's not pretend for a second that she's not an actress partially for the way she looks. And don't tell me Charlize Theron isn't also an actress because she's amazingly beautiful. I didn't mention her acting ability, only her looks. I'm not talking about Brad Pitt's acting ability or Rob Lowe's acting ability either, but I say they're unfairly good looking. Mm. 52 Pickup is a good movie. I don't know. Never seen it. Let's see. Good morning. Storms kept me up last night, and now you're going to bed at 7 a.m. Where do you live, Flame? Well, you must live in my time zone, because that's the time it is here at 7:25. But anyway, we watched Jaws last night, and unfairly good looking. Yeah. I mean, Rob Lowe's so good looking, he's pretty. Right? It's ridiculous. All right. Just it. Okay. How is Scarlett Johansson's acting ability? What do we think about her as an actor? Andrew says he wouldn't be mad if he looked like Rob Lowe. I know. He's like 62 and he's still got a full head of hair. He ages a little bit. He jokes about it a little bit and talks about getting facelifts. I don't know if he really does or if he's just joking. But he might. He might. But either way, yeah, really good looking guys. I mean, I talk about good looking men more on my show than women, just for the record. I mean, I'd talk about a man crush on Mark Wahlberg. I never talk about gorgeous women that I lust for on this show. I'm just touching on the subject because Scarlett Johansson came up, and I think she's an unusual. I think it's interesting. I don't know. Yeah, she's an interest. She's got a lot of models aren't like beautiful in a. They have strange features, sort of. Scarlett Johansson has consistently proven her ability to inhabit complex characters. Um, and she, I mean, again, the only movie I could think of her was The Black Widow. I doubt that's a very complex character. Coach Will thinks her political opinions are a huge turnoff. How do I find Brad Pitt? What do you mean, how do I find Brad Pitt? What do you mean, how do I find him? Unfairly good looking? With a great head of hair? He's a very good actor. I guess I have said he's a very good actor. Because he does complex characters, surprisingly. He does some crazy characters where he's not just being a beefcake. She likes democracy and embraces change. Love Song for Bobby Long with John Travolta. Was it a great movie? What about Jack Black? I'll tell you what, Jack Black was so good in School of Rock. That's an awesome, awesome movie. But outside of that, I can't think of. Well, what was the one where I don't want to talk about how good looking the actress is in it, but she plays a really uh, overweight woman, Shallow Hal. I mean, I think Shallow Hal might have been a pretty good movie. Jack Black might be a 5, but his personality gets him to a 9. You mean in terms of looks? Gwyneth Paltrow, that's right. We have a great audience today. Again, I was talking to somebody yesterday on the phone, and they'd watched my show and they wanted to guide it away from political talk, and were talking football with me on my show. What I enjoy about my show, if I may, is the ability of the show to touch on all sorts of subjects. Because we're just having coffee, you know what I mean? You liked him in Gulliver's Island. Are you serious? I watched that about a long time ago with my daughters. I can't believe how stupid that movie was, Gulliver's Island. I'm sure it was probably, I mean, and I'll say the same thing with the guy that did Happy Gilmore. Some of his movies were so beyond stupid and still did real well. Yeah. Good morning, Betty Lynn. How are you? Gwyneth is very talented. I'm trying to think of movies she's in. Apparently, I shouldn't gossip, but we're just having coffee. I maybe heard she's a little on the bitchy side. She doesn't seem to be. And maybe I'm just getting it from TikTok and shorts and reels. But I've heard she's a challenging actress to work with. And she's very demanding, and she's a little bit of a prima donna. it's nice. Looks like it might rain out there. Kind of getting overcast. It rained on us last night while we were watching dinner last night. It was almost sunny out, and it was rainy. Is anybody close to Appleton, Wisconsin? Does anyone know why there's so many motorcycles in Appleton, Wisconsin? Does the whole state of Wisconsin have a bunch of motorcycles? Because there's motorcycles riding down College Avenue, revving their engines all the time. I was leaving the grocery store yesterday. There was, I don't want to call it a gang because it looked like a bunch of sports bikes, but there was at least 50 of them flying down the road. At least 50. It was a huge crowd. Good morning, Chip. Happy Father's Day to you. We were talking about you earlier today, Chip. Were your ears burning? Isn't Harley Davidson based in Wisconsin? Harley Davidson is based in Wisconsin, but most of the bikes I see aren't Harley. A lot of them are sports bikes. Plenty of motorcycle clubs all over the state. The person named Schlevel Knievel. Schlevel, why are you named Schlevel Knievel? Greenville, there's a shop for Harley, but where I lived in Lisle, there was a shop for Harley. You've seen Jaws. Okay. Our viewers were talking about you, and we're wondering if you'd seen Jaws. We know you live in Massachusetts. We know Jaws is set in Massachusetts. We were wondering if you've seen Jaws. My name is Schlee. Schlevel Knievel was your roller derby name? Well, I'm glad you've seen Jaws, Chip. We were watching it last night. Evil was the king in the 70s. I said this before, and it was a long time ago, and I was drunk. I've either played blackjack with Robbie Knievel or Evil Knievel, or both. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Oh yeah, it is a great movie. I watched half of it last night with my girls. Couldn't believe my daughter Erin suggested Jaws. About 10 years ago, I started watching Jaws in my old apartment in Lisle, and I wanted to see if my daughters would watch it. They got very upset, but I guess they were only like 9 and 5 or 6 at the time. Where am I from? Miranda said it's winter where she's at. I guess it would be winter where you're at. I never really thought of that. I thought Miranda, one of my viewers, is from South Africa. Oh, I know I wanted to talk to you about. But anyway, one of my viewers is from South Africa, and she just said it's winter there. I mean, does it get really cold in South Africa? Frank said it's a tough day for Dad spending it alone. Yeah, it is, Frank. But I think, kind of like everything, we as humans, we as fathers on Father's Day need to learn to love ourselves and appreciate ourselves and be thankful for the kids we have, even if the kids aren't with us. And believe me, I have to experience this. I'm blessed to have my 2 older children here, but I got 2 beautiful babies that I would love to be with on Father's Day. But I think you can still find a way to be thankful by yourself and be thankful that these 2 beautiful little babies that I have are laughing and playing, hopefully, even if they're not with their dad on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you, Richard. Richard, it's weird. I was going through my block list the other day, and for some reason, you were on my block list on YouTube. And so were a couple other people that shouldn't have been. Makes me wonder if it was an accident, or maybe I pushed the wrong button, but for some reason, I had you on my block list. It's probably hardest on the dad when the kids are with another man on Father's Day. Maybe. I should drive back with my girls and go see my younger ones. See, that's just a classic example of why people should never say you should. It really is. I won't go into the details of why that's a classic example of why nobody should ever say you should. But that's a classic example of it. Where do I live? I live in Wisconsin. Like, let's just play that out, for example. Somebody could tell me that I should go see my mom on Mother's Day. And then I have to go, well, I'm sorry, my mother died 5 years ago. You know what I mean? Because you don't walk in the other people's feet or their shoes, so you don't know what other people should or shouldn't do. You know? Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Yeah. Yeah, because nobody knows. Like somebody said I should drive down with my sisters or my daughters to see my little ones. They don't know that I should do that or I can do that. Do you know what I mean? You do need to make some good Father's Day coffee, JK. But it happens to me all the time on this show, and I have people telling me what I should do, where I should get a job, or that I should have a bigger house, or should buy a different car, or, you know. And I'll tell you, when you put yourself out there like I do, you get people telling you what you should do all the time. And I've done whole videos about why you shouldn't say you should, but I'd say that was a classic example. And again, you should never tell somebody they should go see their mom on Mother's Day because, you know, they don't know. Will I go with my daughters to church this morning? I'm not sure. I definitely would if we were in Naperville. I know what church I'd want to go with them to. I'll tell you what, we're not going to see the 8:30 service. There's a 10:30 service at a church that I would go to. My daughter Erin likes going to church. I don't think my daughter Morgie so much. I bought a ridiculous amount of fruit. Hello, Wells from Downers Grove. How are you? I asked my daughters as they were driving up if they wanted anything special from the grocery store. My daughter Erin said, fruit and eggs and toast. So I bought bananas, apples, oranges, peaches, and strawberries. They better eat a lot of fruit, especially those bananas. You know how I feel about the bananas. You can't possibly, I have like 6 bananas up there. I can't possibly eat them enough all by myself. I need some help. That would make a good fruit salad. You're right, it would, JK. But I don't really know. I mean, I know you put a fruit salad out on a barbecue or whatever if you're having people over. But to me, I don't really know what the point of cutting up a fruit salad would be. Speaking of cutting up, I've got a couple thoughts on cutting up. I don't own a cutting board. I don't own a cutting board or a cutting knife. The only knives I have are butter knives. Yesterday I was eyeballing a cutting board and I thought, hey, I might want one of these soon. But then I realized I don't even have a sharp knife. Yesterday I went to the farmer's market in uh, Appleton, Wisconsin. An amazingly good farmer's market, by the way. I posted a video in Appleton, Wisconsin yesterday in downtown, and it's getting seen by a lot of people. But anyway, there was a stand. There's a brand of knives called Cutco. And I was a realtor for 17 years, I used to buy a couple knives and put them in a box and give them as closing gifts for people. It was like $220 for two knives, and it was branded with like Tracy Realty Group or whatever I said on the knives with my phone number. They were nice gifts. I had a set for me. I think I lost that set in my last divorce. So I'm sitting here with no sharp knives, knowing my ex-wife has my sharp knives that were like $220. Don't love it, but we let go. Oh, I know what I was talking about. Yesterday, as I was can I get some more coffee? Let's go get some more coffee. As I was signing off my show yesterday, I had a bunch of people say I should stream from the farmer's market. And I thought about it and considered it. And I got to the farmer's market and I thought about doing a live broadcast walking through, and I think it might be entertaining. But to be honest, I just really wanted to enjoy the farmer's market. You know, I'm new to Appleton. I enjoy life without screening or streaming, and wanted to people watch and wanted to chat it up. I just didn't really want to stream. But as I'm walking through, I know I got a couple other subjects about the farmer's market. I talked to some vendors. Apparently you can get a stand for like 1 week, or, you know, for one farmer's market for like $50. And I started thinking how fun it would be to do a broadcast from the farmer's market. Get a booth, get a table, sit there with my phone, my coffee, and be doing a Coffee with Ken show at the farmer's market. You know what I mean? Not actually walking through, but sitting there, talking to you guys, drinking coffee, and kind of people watching. I bet you I'd have people come up and talk to me and go, "What the hell are you doing? What are you selling?" "I'm not selling anything, sir. I'm just here I do a live podcast every day called Coffee with Ken. Would you like to sit down and talk?" And you could hear the engagement I have with strangers and maybe interview them. Talk to them about Appleton, talk to them about Wisconsin, talk to them about the farmer's market, about weather, all sorts of things. But anyway, I ran across somebody that worked for the Appleton downtown place, and I was telling her my ideas, how I'd get a big thing of coffee and I'd give it away. And she said, "Oh, no, you need a license for that." I go, "A license? To give away my coffee? You know, I wouldn't even be selling it. I can't give people coffee." And she goes, "No, you know, I think you'd need a license for that." And I go, "Well, what about water?" Again, "I think you'd need a license," she said. But anyway, she gave me her card. I emailed her and said, inquired. Might be long. I'd need an umbrella to keep the sun off my head. I wouldn't want to be baking on the sun if it was a hot day, drinking coffee. Can kids sell lemonade legally at a yard sale anymore? I guess they probably could sell lemonade. I mean, legally, what's legally? But I guess she's connected to the city, and when you connect to the city and government, you got a lot of pain in the butt rules. Um, I'd like to give away coffee. You know, get one of those huge things of coffee or a bunch, I don't know, spend $50 and buy a bunch of Dunkin' Donuts coffee or something. I might upset the other vendors that are selling their coffee. Well, she acted like she really liked the idea at first. It made me think, do I really need a license to do it, or can I just put a chair on the sidewalk and drink some coffee? You know, do I? Bring a chair out, two chairs out there, sit there drinking my coffee, not have a booth. I mean, it wouldn't be the same. I kind of want a booth. Umbrella, how about a hat or a thin hoodie? Well, I'd want some shade. JK says it's a public place. Why would I need a license? I don't know, Chip. That's what I asked her. I'd be just giving it away. I mean, maybe because I put alcohol in it or something. Okay. Apparently, by the way, I used to smoke pot every day, and Sylvia says, while we're on the subject, before I leave, she goes, I'm amazed a vendor booth for a farmer's market is only $50. It is, and it's a $4.75 for the season, Sylvia. Voltage says they think I'd have a massive success doing that. You know, I'd probably pick up some subscribers from Appleton. But as I was telling her and other people, my goal isn't really to grow Appleton subscribers per se. The beauty of social media is that this is a worldwide audience, that I have people from Australia, South Africa tuning in right now. And the world's a big place, and Appleton is 75,000 people. So if I really want to grow my audience, yes, everyone matters, but I think the key to growth on social media is a global audience. It'd be fun to pick up some locals. Yeah, Voltage is from England. You know, I could pick up some Appleton viewers, and that might be fun. I certainly could have a lot of interesting conversations and probably enjoy my morning, although talking for 4.5 hours might be pretty long. I'd need a power source. They do have power sources there. Oh, back to this. We're a couple of vendors that sold marijuana-based things. And there's a shop in here. It's a smoke shop. And I went in it. And they sell marijuana, even though it's supposed to be illegal to sell marijuana in Wisconsin. And they say because some farmer's law, they call it something else, like Deep 9 or something, and there's Deep 8 and there's Deep 10. And I was talking to the guy, and he promised to me that Deep 9 is every bit as good of marijuana as the other types, as officially marijuana labeled marijuana. And I think the guy knew what he was talking about. I'm pretty darn sure he was high as a kite as I was talking to him. Yeah. It's called like Kush Cafe in downtown Appleton. And apparently, Delta 9. Thank you, Regina. It's called Delta 9. This guy promised me that Delta 9 is every bit as good as, believe me, as a former pot smoker, the guy wasn't lying to me. If he was smoked weed, he wouldn't smoke Delta 9 if it wasn't as good. He would drive to Illinois or Michigan and pick up big bags of it where it's free and bring it back. So I trust this guy and believe that Delta 9 is every bit as good as regular weed for smoking. Two captains saying it's not as good, or Chip is saying it's not as good. He said it was, Chip. And I would say I trust him more than you. You haven't even seen Die Hard. This guy, I was talking to the guy. He was high, I promise you. And he said it was as good. So I'm trusting this guy. Apparently, we could have smoked in his little tent. I think they respected the fact that I don't smoke anymore. I think they understood why I don't. All right, I continued my walk through Farmer's Market and came across another vendor who was selling water, but it was THC-based water in cans. And I'm going, wait, so I could get one of these cans and just go walking down the road drinking THC-based water? I was thinking that sounded like a really good idea. Schlevel said it gets the job done, but it's not as strong. I don't know. Schlevel, I don't know if I believe you. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean when I say this. I was talking to a guy. They cut them before fully matured. I don't know. I'm believing this guy. I'm believing this guy over Chip and over Schlevel. Again, the guy could get it. And I know as a former weed smoker that I wouldn't be satisfied with substandard weed if there was good stuff available a couple hours away. I would go get the real stuff and smoke that, and so would any weed smoker. I don't think this guy was lying. Voltage has only dabbled with Mary Jane when they visited Amsterdam. You had a great time. Well, good for you, Voltage, if you can leave it over there. And Voltage, you're from England, I believe, so Amsterdam's not as far as you. Tamara says, I'm only 23 and never tried pot. Your friends want you to. Do you think you should? Do I think you should? I don't think I should say what you should or shouldn't do. Yeah, I'd say it's up to you, Tamara. I am glad I don't smoke marijuana anymore. For me, it became an all-consuming thing, like drinking and kind of eating sugar. So I'd leave that up to you, but I know I'm happier without smoking marijuana every day. Good morning, JJ640. Happy Father's Day to any of the dads out there. How did I quit? I quit the same day I quit drinking on October 28th, 2021. I think I'd wanted to quit for a while. I think I was in a relationship based on being drunk and high and with a beautiful woman, and I'd see her smoking and I didn't like the way she looked smoking, so I'm sure I didn't look very good smoking. So I kind of started being ashamed that I was drunk and high every day, and said, screw it, let's see what life's like without alcohol or weed in my life. And so I stopped and haven't smoked in 3.5 years. Feels great. Did I have any withdrawal symptoms? No, I slept better. I felt my emotions more. Um, but I wouldn't call them withdrawal symptoms. Yeah, cold turkey. I find I sleep better without any drugs in my system. Yeah, it feels good. I think you really got to want to do it. And if you want to stop drinking or smoking, or if you want to lose weight, we all know how to lose weight. Um, eat less. But we don't want to enough. And if you want to enough, you can do it. 55 said they stopped drinking Diet Pepsi and you had a raging headache for days. It was awful. But again, if you want to stop drinking Diet Pepsi and you got to deal with a headache for a few days, you were able to do it and you got through it. Thank you, John Carlin. How are you? JK says the only acceptable addiction is to coffee. Again, I drink it in the morning, but it's not a calling. Was it awkward that I quit drinking and smoking? Well, no, our relationship, I was separated at that point. So that part wasn't awkward. We tried to reconcile and it created some problems. We shouldn't have tried to reconcile. I mean, it was worth trying. It was worth trying. I mean, we have two beautiful kids together, so it was worth trying to keep it together, but it didn't work. Wow, what a great audience today. We got 78 people watching. We've got 48 thumbs up. Somebody's thrown in $10 into the kitty. I'm going to bring myself over to the couch because I'm on 10% charge. And that's going to stress me out. I don't want to be on a 10% charge, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not totally sure how long I'm going to want to do this because this sort of charger is one of these bad boys that has to go in the bottom of the phone like that. And wait, does it? Maybe I could just chill out. Hold on, let me see how this works. Let me see how this works. I don't think this is going to work. I might sign off from you. I hope that's okay. I always feel a little bad leaving you guys. You guys are probably okay if I leave you. Okay, it's charging. It's charging. I can do this. Don't stress on Father's Day. I'm not going to stress too heck of much. But I would stress if I was, the charge was draining down and it might drop you guys all of a sudden. I wouldn't want to do that. I want to sign off the way I like to sign off. I'm being a little quiet today because my girls are in there. But, well, anyway, it's Sunday morning. Good morning, Patrick Flanagan. Did I see my kids? Yeah, they're in the room over there. Two of them. I have 4 beautiful kids. 2 of them are in the room over there. Thank you, Moxie. Happy Father's Day to any of the dads out there. I'm going to try and see if I can set up something. Hey, that kind of works. JK is grilling all day. Way to go. That sounds awesome. I think they're sleeping, JK. They should be sleeping. What have I plans for today? I don't have any plans. Probably watch the end of Jaws 2, or Jaws. Probably eat a heck of a lot of fruit. Probably prepare eggs and toast for my girls because that's what they wanted. I was thinking I'd go out for breakfast, but we went out for dinner. I don't know. Maybe go to church. Maybe show off Appleton. to them. Maybe go shopping, get a pair of jeans, as silly as that sounds. I'll tell you what, I went jean shopping the other day. And there's so many combinations of jeans, it's hard to buy them. So I want some help from my daughters to pick out a pair of jeans or two. Probably go plant shopping and have them give them the money, but have them pick out a plant for me each and name one Morgie and name one Aaron. I don't know, just kind of hang out. They're going to be leaving tomorrow morning, so probably just show off Appleton, maybe go to a coffee shop or two. They both like coffee, and they like the fancy schmancy kid type of coffee. But there's some great coffee shops in Appleton, and would like to enjoy the town a little bit more. Maybe go for a walk along the river if the weather's okay, but I'm not even totally sure. Not really overly worried about it. But just kind of hang out. Again, I think a lot of people, when they were little, I'd have them come in for the weekend. I'd have them every other weekend and like Tuesdays and Thursdays or something. And people would say, oh, have an awesome weekend or something, like, or want to know what I'm doing with them. And I'll tell you, what you miss as a dad isn't those great times where you're going to an amusement park or something like that. What you miss as a dad is just spending time and hanging out, having them in the house with you. Like, it sounds weird and maybe you won't get it, but just knowing they're in the room, they're sleeping, makes me feel good. And just kind of having them around. Thank you, Bethany. Happy Father's Day, anybody out there that's a dad. No, but it's super. I think a lot of people, I remember when they were little and I'd have them coming for the weekend and they'd want to know what I'm doing with them. As if I have to do, you know what I mean? You kind of just want to be, even if they're, I don't know, doing what kids do. I think for a long time I tried to do something with them, and it caused conflict because, you know, they want to do what they want to do, and a lot of times what they want to do is maybe be in the room and on the phone or do whatever. I don't know. Just be their dad. Yeah. How is it going? It's going real well. Hello from Russia. How are you from Russia? I appreciate you tuning in on this Sunday morning. It's probably Sunday afternoon for you. Do they have Father's Day in Russia? It feels like that's an American holiday. Have you heard of Father's Day in other countries? I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, it's Sunday morning. Okay, somebody says in China we celebrate it. Hello, Sanaya, how are you? Time is precious, you never get it back. Yeah. You can't slow it down, but you can appreciate it. And not every day are you going to appreciate it, and not every day are you going to have positive thoughts, and some days you're going to be whatever. But you do your best, and you appreciate the moments, even the little moments like my girls were sleeping. Hope they're enjoying my bed. My futon slept pretty well. But anyway, I'm looking forward to my day, and I'm going to cut up some fruit. I might not actually cut it up because, as I said, I don't have any cutting knives. But I might rinse off some strawberries. I might eat a peach or two. I've got a problem. But anyway, I could keep talking, but I don't really need to. Tamara says you never knew your father. Well, that's kind of sad. I mean, maybe it's sad. I don't know how you feel about that, Tamara Rose. It sounds sad as a father. Yeah, seems kind of sad. Hopefully your dad and you aren't too sad about it, because sad's not a good way to be. But as a dad, that sounds kind of sad. Certainly something I want to avoid. Did I call my dad? No. No. You guys have been with me since I've been up. Uh, uh, yeah. How to wish your father Father's Day? Well, could send him a video text. That's kind of more intimate than a call or a text. You could FaceTime him. However you want to do it, if you want to do it. Patrick Flanagan is grilling today, watching the Brewers and hanging out with the fam. Sylvia wants to know if I'll call my dad later. Why are you asking, Sylvia? I'm suspicious of Sylvia. I almost think Sylvia and Mary are trolls. Yeah. I kind of think they both are. But anyway, it's Sunday morning. Tamara's drinking a beautiful little espresso with a pretty tree on it. I don't know what you mean. You have a tree on your coffee? JK told his kids that all I want is a hug and for my girls to not fight on Father's Day. They're teenage girls. Yeah, mine are teenagers. Hopefully they don't fight. They seem to get along pretty well. But anyway, it's Sunday morning and it's Father's Day and I'm looking forward to my day and I hope you're looking forward to your day as well. Hope your weekend is going well. Hope you had a great night's sleep. Hope you dads out there have a super special Father's Day. And hope you are, Patrick said, good luck looking for pants and plants. You're right about that. I will need luck looking for pants and plants. But anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Again, hope you're feeling good. Hope you are loving yourself. Hope you're forgiving yourself. And as always, I hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.